Imagine trying to cure a headache with a dead mouse, or using crocodile dung as a beauty treatment. Yes, you heard that right. Throughout history, people have come up with some truly bizarre life hacks to solve everyday problems. Today we're diving into some of the strangest historical life hacks that quite frankly make no sense. From beauty tips that will make you cringe, to cooking methods that defy logic, let's explore how our ancestors tried to make life easier, using some very questionable methods. Ancient beauty hacks. Let's start with one of the oldest obsessions in human history, beauty. People throughout the ages have gone to extreme lengths to enhance their looks, but some ancient beauty tips would definitely raise a few eyebrows today. In ancient Egypt, for example, women used a rather unorthodox method to maintain their youthful glow: crocodile dung face masks. That's right, crocodile poo was mixed with other ingredients and applied to the skin, believed to soften wrinkles and keep the skin youthful. I'm all for anti-aging treatments, but that one's a hard pass. Meanwhile, in ancient Rome, beauty hacks took a turn for the odd with powdered mouse teeth. Women would grind mouse teeth into a fine powder and mix it into their facial creams, thinking it would help improve their complexion. I'm guessing that didn't work. Medicine has come a long way, and thank goodness for that. But back in the day, some medical advice was more likely to make you sicker than heal you. Ancient and medieval doctors prescribed all sorts of bizarre treatments that would raise alarm bells today. One of the strangest? Trepanning. In medieval times, if you had a headache or thought to have an evil spirit in your head, doctors would simply drill a hole into your skull to relieve the pressure. Yes, they thought that this would cure everything from migraines to madness. Clearly, it was not a success, and unsurprisingly, many patients didn't survive the procedure. And let's not forget about bloodletting. Doctors would use leeches or blades to drain blood, thinking it would balance the body's humors. For all it really did was leave patients weak and even more prone to illness. Imagine showing up at the doctor's office today with a cold only to get told you need a leeching session. That would be a big no. Food and cooking hacks from the past. Next up, let's take a look at some of the weirdest food and cooking hacks from history. Cooking today may seem complicated, but compared to how people did it centuries ago, we've got it easy. In medieval Europe, one cooking method involved burying your meat. Yeah, people would dig a hole, bury their meat, and leave it underground for days to tenderize it. The idea was this would make the meat softer and more flavorful, but really was just a recipe for food poisoning. And let's not forget the Victorians, who came up with some truly odd food preservation hacks. One suggestion: boiling your eggs forever. A cookbook from the 19th century recommended boiling eggs for up to 6 hours. Well, why? No one really knows, but people did it. Not sure what they were going for. Rock-solid eggs. Strange household hacks. Even everyday household chores came with their own set of strange hacks. People in ancient Rome had some very creative, if questionable, ways of handling things around the house. One of the weirdest? Ancient Romans used urine to do their laundry. Public urinals were placed around the city, but people would collect the urine, which was rich in ammonia, to wash their clothes. They snap on the clothes in the urine, like they were making wine. I'll bet their tunics smelled great afterward. Pretty sure no one's putting that hack on TikTok today. Victorian-era homes weren't free from strange hacks either. For instance, it was once believed that putting an onion under your pillow would keep you from getting sick. Apparently, the onion smell would ward off illnesses. Probably warded off a good night's sleep as well. Bizarre parenting and child-rearing hacks. Parenting advice has changed drastically over the centuries. Some of the historical child-rearing hacks might leave modern parents scratching their heads. In medieval times, people believed that you could predict a child's future based on the shape of their head. If a baby's head wasn't the right shape, they would use tight clothesry with helmets to mold it. This practice was called head binding, and was meant to ensure the child grew up to be smart and successful. I think the parent's intelligence should be called into question rather than the child's. In the Victorian era, one odd bit of advice involved soothing a fussy baby, the remedy laudanum, which is basically opium. That's right, parents were told to give their babies a dose of this powerful narcotic, calm them down. Needless to say, that didn't go so well. I think today's parents would rather stick with lullabies and rocking chairs. Hygiene and personal care. Let's face it, personal hygiene was always a top priority in history, but that didn't stop people from coming up with some seriously strange ideas for keeping clean, or at least trying to. In the Middle Ages, bathing was considered dangerous. People believed it could weaken the body and invite illness. So instead of bathing, many people opted for a dry cleaning method. They dusted themselves with powders made of herbs and flowers, hoping to mask their smells. Spoiler alert, it didn't work, and dental care was no better. In the 17th century, people believed that sugar was actually good for your teeth. To combat tooth decay, they'd rub their teeth with burnt bread, soot, or even crushed bones. Didn't exactly result in pearly whites. So there you have it, some of history's strangest life hacks that make no sense. While we might laugh at them now, these hacks show just how creative and sometimes desperate people could get to try to solve everyday problems. Next time you see a weird modern hack, just remember, it could be worse. You could be putting crocodile dung on your face, or boiling eggs for 6 hours. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more stories from history. The notification bell so you never miss an update. See you next time.